outside.
Family and friends, what's going on today? How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody had a lovely weekend, as I know I did. It was very exciting, very fun. I spent a little time with my brother. It was great. So today's topic is religion. Why or why not? Some something interesting. Uh, so we're gonna start off having a conversation about these things. So T, what do you have to say about that? Why or why not? Why religion versus why not religion? You know, we didn't talk about the faith part. We're talking about why versus why not religion.
Now,
And we
when
want to,
you say religion is basically you believe in God, that part, right? Because the why not? What other part would it be, right? Or not? How would
yeah,
you?
like
Okay.
I'm saying, like, why do you feel like some people say no to religion versus yes to religion?
Okay. Okay. Um, I mean, it's probably a lot of, well, if a person's born into it, that's number one. I have seen people that are not religious because they weren't born into it. So that's like something that, if you're born into religion, that kind of is like how you're going to be. But if you're not, that why not's very easy for them to say. But the people that are born, in the religion that don't want to go back to religion, let's say, I think it's probably hurt. Something happened. It has something to do with, why they don't want to. But when I heard why not, I was thinking religion as when some people don't, believe in God. That part I looked at as the why not. But I know what you're saying now, right? It's not the part of, looking at it as the believers and non-believers type. It's
Yeah,
okay. Okay. But yeah. So that's basically it, what I think
I
of it.
mean, so what about the believers and the non-believers?
The believers, is I think that they know something. I think the non-believers believe something, but they won't admit it because of whatever reason. I think that you have to look at how are things created? How does evolution happen? Like I work with scientists, and scientists mostly don't believe in God, because they're science. They look at the parts of the body, the parts of the world, how the world works, because they research the science of it. And so they look at it as, not believing in God most of the time. But there is something there that creates and makes it grow. We can say it's the sun because we can't live without the sun. You can say it's the oxygen, but there is something that is not us that we just don't understand. But people that don't believe it, I mean, they're lying to themselves. That's what I think.
What so for the scientists, right? Versus I put like this: the scientists, right? How do they come to believe in science, right? And life as a human being has to have some type of structure. So where does the structure of a human being comes from? You know what I'm saying? Not just a daily basis, but the structure of a human being. I'm not talking about race. We talk about a human being. So where did that structure come from? If they believe in science, where does the structure of a human being, what we say, what it should be as a human being?
They say comes from evolution of the world, how the world was created. You will hear that Big Bang theory, when how they look at it as the creator was the universe, the dark and the light and the galaxies and things like that, and the microbes, all the little things that create life. But honestly, I have never really had a like in-depth conversation with a scientist that doesn't believe. Like I have never had that. It would be great to have it. If anybody's out there that knows somebody would love to be on it, that would be great because I would love to, hear from a person like that because they're out there. I have not, had a one-on-one conversation, but it'd be great. But yeah, they look at it as evolution. We used to be told that we came from apes. They probably still say that, I think. I honestly haven't read a lot of the literature on that, But I probably would not have, I wouldn't be surprised if they still, because I'm thinking about some of the museums. They still have it in the museums, and I can't remember how, but that I think that's where it comes from. That that thought. Remember what we used to read in school? So they
If
still,
we, even if that was a thought, right? Even let's just say, let's just humor that thought. Even if that was a thought, there are still apes on this earth that cannot speak.
right.
So if that was a fact, the apes that are living right now, they would be able to speak because they evolve as well. They change, you know what I'm saying? Because of what humans do to them to allow them to change, to show that they are some type of intelligent, because the apes are very intelligent
Yeah.
for, for them to be that type of species. You believe me in that, right?
Right, I do,
So,
but
but
they look at it as there's a small percentage in the DNA of them and us, and that is why they say that we're so close to them. That's what they say. But I mean, who really knows? That's how, like I just when I listen to it, I hear these things. I'm like, okay, you're researching, but I look at it as there's things that we just do not understand through our own mind. Like you have to have an open mind to not just be stuck on just this one, possibility. So even when I hear about us coming from the earth, I kind of believe it, but I'm like, but maybe there was a real creator that made us, that put hands together or thought together or something. I am open to, the possibilities. Maybe because I grew up with fantasy type stuff. I like that because that is a brain that is working well, that creates a story to tell, because that's what we're doing, people. We're out here telling our stories and living these lives, saying, oh, we did this and we did that, and that was my story, that was my history, I did that. That's what we're doing.
so so
So
what's
I love
that?
that.
You love that?
I
What
do. That's life. That gives life. That it gives excitement. That gives drama. That gives, fear. That gives exhilaration. That gives passion. That gives anger. That's life. And we're making it that way. But point is, there are people that, okay, religion. Let's get back to the religion part. Religion is good. It is good to have religion because that is helpful to the person in development. You develop well when you have some type of structure of religion. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not putting that out there. We're talking about a structure of people coming together in a community to have a purpose of, what's the word? Kind of connecting. I'm trying to think of the word, but this is not coming to me. But there's this connection with people. And when you have that and you all have love within that whole mix, you can grow. And that's a religion because you have your truths, you have your principles, you have your guidelines of what you believe. Christians have theirs because we believe in the Bible, and Muslims have theirs. There's Buddhism that's out there. There's so many religions out there that have certain guidelines, but it is about one thing, which is love.
love or
Yeah.
structure?
Love.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. But I feel like religion is more it's for a structure as a human being. Like you said, guidelines. There are things that we don't understand, we don't have any control over those things, and that's where I think the brain sometimes wander off on how could some of the actions or some of the things that go on in the world, how could it go on if there is a God to some people? You know what I'm saying? But the reality is it keeps a balance, it keeps a structure, and also it teaches you a lot of things, mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't, like you said, the people that don't believe in, there is a God or there isn't a God, you got to think about how are they living? They're just living day by day. You know what I'm saying? They're just going on with their day and not really thinking about the next person. You know what I'm saying? They're just thinking about themselves. I mean, it's crazy that some people can live in this life and just worry about themselves. I feel like that's not a form of selfishness. They just like, I'm living for me. That's it. It's all about me, nobody else. So I feel like, the person that thinks like that, I mean, they're not even willing to help anybody. That's all about self.
So, can you look at another opposite side of it, that there are people that don't believe in God, but they are giving in kind to other people in their life and humanity? They give. Can you accept that? It's not being selfish, is being selfless and giving themselves to others as part of their community to give back with real love, but they don't believe in God. Can you look at and say that that is a possibility, that what you say of what, selfish people, and can you see the selfless people? Can you see that as
A
being a
person as
possibility?
because some are, yeah, I can see that, because some people are naturally givers.
Right.
They're naturally, people that are kind,
Yeah.
but it's bigger than just being kind, because guess what? Everybody has a storm that we have to go through. And we talking about spiritual, we talking about that's just the natural part of it too, because everybody has something to go through, an obstacle that they got to overcome. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the religion come in. That's when your faith and what you believe in come in. Because guess what? Sometimes the storm that we in, it's too much for you to bear. So how do you go through that and get through that storm without having something to stand on? When that's religion. How can you? Because guess what? We're not prepared for that storm. You're not prepared for that obstacle that you got to go through, because you never prepped yourself up for that. So how
But
do people that just because of their kindness, everybody got to go through something.
right.
Everybody.
Mhm.
So
But
if they're not preparing themselves for the storm, which they know nothing about, right?
right.
How do they prepare themselves? It's a storm is surely going to come. So how do they prepare themselves? And I using that as a metaphor, because guess what? There are things that happen that's going to happen in our lives that we have no control over, but we can prepare for it.
Okay, okay. But listen, there are people out there that do not believe in God. They are structured in their mind and in their ways. Yes, they have trouble that comes their way. They have problems, but they still deal with it. Because guess what? I told you, I believe that people that do not believe in God are in denial, or they are egotistical, or whatever it is. Because the truth is, there's something inside of each and every one of us that knows right from wrong and knows how to be in this world. We know how to conduct ourselves so that we do not get into trouble or get into situations that will be harmful to us. So we know. Everybody has that knowing in us. So if that's not what God is, because God tells you to go into the right direction, right? I mean, God doesn't sit up here and be like, go into the fire and burn to hell. He don't say that. That's not God. But we know people that are unbelievers know how to be. So it's within them, but they
They
don't
refuse.
want to acknowledge exactly. They
They
don't want to acknowledge.
refuse.
Yes,
Right. They refuse to go down that path because they choose not to,
right.
which is a choice. They choose not to. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? They say, "No, what? Nah, I'm not for that." And guess what? And then you got to look at it. That's why some people, I have to stress that some people go through the things that they go through because they were warned of, not even warned, they were told about, that relationship, and they say, "You know what? I don't want it." They refuse to have it, like you said. They refuse to.
And there's sometimes that they will go through what they go through is a good thing that brings them to God in that spirit realm. It is something that they have to go through, and they will meet the one creator. They will know. Everybody will know. There will be a time when it will happen in your life where you change. Even if you at the time when you die and you finally found the way that, and you was an atheist all that time. It's going to happen. You're going to know.
Okay. Can I say hi, guys?
Oh,
Hi.
what's up, Fred?
Hi, Tanika. Hi, Dennis. I see Dennis was ready for this. He got his shirt. I can do all things through Christ. He was ready.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Fred, you just
Yo,
noticing? You just noticed that I wear all the time. I wear different type of shirts like this. I
I know.
love.
No, I noticed it. That's what I was about to say. He be wearing like the topic we speak. You wear the shirt for it.
I mean, not. It's not. It's just like, you know what? For me, hey, Fred, being that you mentioned that, you know what? I meet a lot of people because of my shirts. they see my shirt sometimes and they hold a conversation. Oh, I like your shirt. Where did you get it from? And then it spin off to something else. You know what I'm saying? It's intriguing. They want to know more about it. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I wear this like when I go to the gym. I just start doing this shirts like this just to meet different people, because when they see it, sometimes people are looking for something more than what they have already. You know what I'm saying? And in that space,
That's
sometimes
true.
sometimes people, afraid to come and speak on it. You have to be, you know what I'm saying, open arms to that. And some people not like that, you know what I mean? And as you guys know, that's just a part of me that I have grown into that. And I'm talking about this today because, it's I see a lot going on in the world. And it saddens me sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh,
How people can be right next to you and smite you and hate you. You know what I'm saying? And they don't tell you that. They pretend like they really like you, or they care for you, but they don't. And it's crazy how people can do that. And I wonder, how do they do that? You know what I'm saying? Without having a relationship of God. It's crazy. What do you think about that, Fred?
yeah, I believe it. That's true. I agree with you on that. That's crazy. Like today, I heard in the news. I don't know if it was today or tomorrow or yesterday, but a lady got stabbed in the eye in college. Yeah, I heard about that in Charleston, I think it was, or
Nah.
Harvard.
Yeah.
Yeah, this lady came. Yeah, some lady just was walking and she just got stabbed in the eye. It was crazy. Like people do crazy stuff, and then they say, some people say God did it. God made them do it. Some people say that. You ever heard somebody say God made me do it? He wanted to wipe the devil from out of you. You ever heard people say that?
Yeah.
They do something crazy.
Yeah.
That's their God. Their God is the devil.
Yeah.
No, but they were saying God. They're not saying the devil. They saying God, which is
That's
crazy.
what I'm saying. That's their God. Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
saying, They're not saying that God. They're saying God as far as the devil for them.
No.
That's the
But this is what
God.
they
That's the
say though.
person. You know what I'm saying?
This is what they say. They say God made me do it to wipe the devil out of you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
So that's what a lot of people do. They say God told them to what, because they could wipe the devil out of you. Ever somebody get, like, even like back in the day, what I'm reading on now is I don't know if you know, like let's go back to the like Ten Commandments and stuff like that. When they used to have people sacrifice virgin girls on a thing because they wanted God to wipe the stuff away off Earth. You ever back in the day when you read those books?
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
The
you mean
Book of
human
Ruth. The
sacrifices?
Book of Ruth. The Book of Ruth. If you
Sacrifice.
read the Book of, they sacrifice people because they said God told them to sacrifice people. But God never told you to do anything like that.
Never.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
It's just crazy how people use God as a thing of evil.
God
When
can be used as a tool on both ends. On both
yeah,
ends.
that's on both ends. You're right.
It doesn't. They say God told them to do this, but that's why he says false gods. Some people, use that as a crutch. Oh, but God
Yeah.
told me to do this. Okay, what God are you serving? Right, T?
Right.
Yep.
And then when people pass away, they blame God. Why you took this person? This person was a good person. I had a situation like that. Like when they took my mother away. My mother never had she never had she had a lung transplant. She never smoked cigarettes, but her lungs were deteriorating. And I used to be mad at God, like, why you took her? She was going to church every day, doing this, doing that. Why you took her away? What did she do? I was doing that. Listen, I was doing more evil stuff than anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how it's just different. I don't know.
How you
It's just
so
different.
so do you feel the same way now, or have you your
Well,
heart is not,
I grew out of the blame God thing because I figured start things get better. But then your dad passed away. Then it's like, what I'm doing wrong? You just try to figure it out. It's
see
all
you
like, hmm?
No, I see T have this face expression. What do you say? What do you say to encourage Fred, baby?
Um, I mean, it's hard to when you love somebody, it's hard to accept that death is there and right in your face, and that person's gone. It's very difficult, and I can, look at it as, the real truth of how you feel is what you have to accept. And if you looked at it that way, that was your way of seeing yourself as you did something. But
Right.
everybody has a time, we all have a time on this earth, and God knows when it's going to happen. Like, it's already set in stone. So it's nothing you can do about it. It's kind of like you have to learn
Right.
to accept it. It's kind of like you have to learn to live without that person, but that person's memory will always be with you. That's one thing you can always have. It's very hard, for anybody to lose someone so close. I I sympathize. I have the empathy of, being so patient because it's like it's pain. That person's not there. You don't get to enjoy conversations anymore. It's painful. And mourning is so bad, like it can tear your heart apart in a way. And so you're not thinking logically, and that person needs to mourn. Back in the day when there are certain religions that still do it, that they give a certain amount of time for mourning because it's truly a feeling of opposite of joy, and it's so deep, it's painful. So it's kind of like you have to go through that process, but knowing that God is there, He knew it, and you just have to, even if you're blaming, you got to just go through it and heal, because that's all you can do is go through it and heal.
That's
I
true.
just want to piggyback off that. Also, Fred, it's just like she said, we all have a ticket, and our ticket will be punched some day. Someday we don't know when. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Even right now, I think about the same thing with my parents and people that's close to me. You know what I'm saying? I try to do everything I can with them, for them as much as I can. But I understand that life there is also part of death. That is something that we all, like you said, we all have to go through, and like you said, it can be hard sometimes, and it could be a struggle. I've seen a lot of people go through it and struggle with that. Um, but I see you doing, you like you said, you have gotten over it and you're doing well now. I've seen you, recently and stuff. Yeah, it can be tough.
Yeah.
But most of the part is that the time that person was here, you enjoyed that time with that person, and
Yeah.
and that, like she said, memories, and you think about those memories, um, and you just know that, especially if you said she lived a good life. So listen, and that's where religion comes from. It comes in at. To be honest with you, that's where the religion comes at. Because then you got to know that your mom's went to heaven. She was a good
Yeah.
person, because I know without a shadow of doubt, Fred, I know you believe there's a hell and a heaven.
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
But that's the
T,
problem. Like a lot of people, a lot of people. All right. For example, we go to the doctor, right? We all go to the doctor. We get checked up on, right? Now, if God has a timeline for when you die, He's gonna tell you eat those potato chips. It's gonna make you healthy. You know what I'm saying? People eat and they can kill themselves faster than. That's what I'm saying. Is there a timeline for God, or there's a timeline on your own self? Because if you don't eat healthy, you could die.
it's
If
it's
you
it's definitely look, Fred, definitely it's a timeline for everybody, including
right, but
myself.
it makes you think though. Think about it. It makes you think. If you stab yourself in the heart, you're gonna die, right? Now, if God have a timeline for you, you should feel better right away.
No, but you can. All right, so let's just say here what you just said. Look, if a person is supposed to die in 2024, Can they speed that process up? Yes, they can speed
Okay.
it up. You got me? They can speed it up. If you've been to the doctor and like you said, and the doctor told you, listen,
You got 2 weeks to
Jacob,
live.
no. They say, Jacob, you cannot drink anymore. And Jacob is still drinking, whether it's 2 drinks. He said, you cannot drink no more. Guess what? If that person is still doing those things that the doctor told him not to, yes, they can speed the process up. It don't even
Okay.
it varies. It varies on the individual. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the
Yeah.
individual. And only person knows of what's going on in them in their life is that individual. So yes, they can speed the process up. They can
It's just-
die before they supposed to. Some people commit suicide,
yeah.
and guess what?
It's just like cancer.
Huh? He froze.
Yep.
You froze. You heard me? Oh, you back. You
No,
back.
that was you. Dad, what'd
Oh.
you say?
I said just like cancer. People in hospice, they dying. You know, they praying every single day. God save me. Save me. I'm just speaking out of content, but like save me. And then the doctor said, hey, you're gonna die in 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks. You got cancer, you're laying on your deathbed. And they
No,
pray, God, we need you now. You know what I'm saying?
And so what?
I want to say something about that. It always makes me wonder, like, where does faith come in? Is there anything that, when you have
Right.
faith in, God, that he's gonna, pull you through? It's like that's something I've questioned. So when you say that, there's people that truly believe that, God's gonna save them, and then they end up leaving the earth. So
Right.
it's like, I know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying, but that's the thing about it. Like, you have to accept the fact that we just do not understand. There's so much we do not understand. And if we can look at life as we don't understand everything, we don't know the answers, but it's kind of like divine that it was supposed to be that way because of our time on this earth is for a certain amount of time.
Right.
That's it. That's
Because you got one person, you got the Bible telling you what happened and how it goes, and then you got scientists, like he said, scientists telling you, no, this ain't it. Because scientists, I think scientists don't believe in God.
most of them.
Some-
And so
Some
you
don't.
got
Some,
yeah,
okay, most.
Okay,
most of them
say
don't. Most of them don't believe in God because they think science is the way. Just like how they generate new bodies, like they doing clones. They're making clones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're making a clone. They could clone you, D. Do the same thing you do.
a robot.
No, a clone, actual human body
Yeah.
of you.
Nah, they don't make
You
make
ever saw
human
Pet
beings.
Cemetery?
Yeah, that's movie.
No, you think they
It's
get
real.
into it?
They
They
yeah.
get into it.
They look, they trying to, but look, Fred, I want to say this to you, Fred. Look,
Mhm.
you when you make an example of that, you got to look at the bigger picture, though. The bigger picture is this: and I gotta say some because you don't know everybody's circumstance, everybody's situation, but there are some people that have cancer that have caused them to have cancer, right? And then they go to God and say, God, save me. But if you've been doing what you're not supposed to be doing for 20 years, you can't say, God, save me, save me. It depends on the individual and the circumstance because guess what? You have caused all of this pain, all of this suffering on yourself. And now you want to say, God, save me. But you've done that. You put yourself in that situation, the individual. There are situations where God do bring people out from that to show that he's real. You know what I'm saying? And then there are some situations, guess what? God don't bring them out. But guess what? There are people who are delivered from their wicked ways or what they have done in the past. Doesn't mean that God's going to say, you know what, I'm going to take that cancer away. But you've done all of that, caused all of that damage and pain to yourself, and then you want God to stop it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a little example.
Okay.
This a good one. Um, there's people on death row. I mean, people kill 20, 30 people. They live longer than the people that actually did good for situations, help people out, that died early. And then you got the people that's actually killed somebody, and they live longer than the people that's doing good.
Okay, you got to look, you got to see every circumstance is different. You know what I'm saying? Look here, what you saying is real. It's real. It's not fake. But you got to
Right.
look at. We can't look at every circumstance and say this supposed to happen this way because we look at it from our lens. But you got to remember what a person do in life. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no control of that. Like you
No, I
said,
get that.
somebody can stab a person, and guess what? And they in prison for life, right?
Right.
Guess what? That's a lifetime of suffering that they got to deal with. Can they be saved in prison? Yes, they can. But guess what? They still got us. It's a suffering that me and you may never ever have to go through, but they got to go through that suffering. They got
Yeah,
they,
but what happened to the person that lost his life?
they lost a life of on how.
Somebody stabbed the person. So what happens to that person that lost his life early because somebody killed that person? Don't you think the people that's killing the people should be dead before the people that's helping and trying to help people out? There's a
It,
book out there, right? That this guy
mm,
was doing good, and he went to some type of thing, and the guy killed him. He already had his blessings on the world, the guy that got killed. But the guy that killed him went to jail. He changed his life around. But all those people that the guy that was helping lost his life. While the guy's in jail, changed his life around, but he got to do jail time. He's never coming out.
okay. So
So
you
the
said
person that was helping, God took one of his soldiers away that was helping people out, and the person that stabbed him is in jail. So now you don't have that person that's helping people out, and then you got the person that's in jail praying for remorse. So
Say that.
this guy that was helping people out is gone.
Yeah,
So
I know. I
so
want to say something about that.
go ahead.
Look, so I look at it as everybody, like say soldiers are here to help and be a helpmate to people, and they've done their duty, and they've lasted as long as they did in life because they gave love.
right,
They are now leaving the world to go on another mission. You have to look at it that way. You do have to see that you're looking at for a spiritual thing. We're looking at bodies. The bodies is like something that is not real. We have our bodies. So
right,
that good person lived their life and gave love for the amount of time that they gave love in a beautiful way. Then they left. The other person that sucks and ain't doing shit and ain't contributing, they're living their life in suffering, just like he said, but it's also in a time where they could actually have repentance and change. And we hate that. I know what you're saying. Like they changed their life. They changed, they became Christian or whatever religion or whatever. And they did
hmm
that wrong. But that's exactly what this life is about. That's
that's
how
what
it's
I'm.
all about.
Is that God working His magic, or that's something just in
Hey,
the wrong place at wrong time, or is it
hey,
just,
all right,
or it
Fred.
just,
Let me see if I
or
can.
or
Let me. Yeah.
no? I believe in God. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm
no.
just giving you an example. What people think. What I hear people. A lot of people think they talk, and it's like, who gave that man the right to kill somebody that's helping? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do we find this? Where do we find this person to speak to talk
All
to
right.
him? Say, hey,
Good.
you know,
I don't, so the example you just gave me. Let me see if I could touch on that. Look, let's just say a person, like you said, person's doing good every day. He's doing everything right, and they get up in the morning, right, and they get into their car, and they get into a car accident. They not listen. They were in the right. Somebody runs the light, hit them, and they kill them.
right? That's not paying attention.
No, no, I'm sorry. The person is driving. Like I'm driving. I'm driving north, right? Somebody
hmm
comes from the west side and whack them. Boom. They died instantly.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing good all their life. How see that's the part of what I'm saying is
But
there are things that's beyond natural
that
man that we can't see.
but that's
We don't
different.
understand. That's
That's
what we don't
accidental.
understand. Huh?
That's accidental. That's more
But,
like a
but their life is taken though. Their life
right.
is taken, right? Just like you said the man who's doing all good, right?
No, but I'm talking about that's accidental. That's different from actually going to
Violence.
kill somebody.
Yeah, the violence on
That's
another
that
person.
that that's accidental. Like I could be driving and hit you with my car and kill you. I didn't do it purposely. I did it accidental, not paying attention or driving back. Now, if you go up to somebody and stab them and they die right there, that's the part I'm talking about.
But
They,
Fred, look, that's the thing he's trying to say. We live in a world of polarity. Like, you have
Yeah,
you have one and the other. You have good and bad. You are giving an example of the extreme on what a person can do to another person. Kill.
right.
So you gave the ultimate extreme, and Chef is given a accidental, but still a death. A
Yeah,
way. And so it's always going to be. You're going to see that. You're going to see the
right.
ugly. You're going to see the not so ugly, but it's still like death.
But like, if I was a judge, I would be like, I know, like for example, Dennis, my boy Cool. My boy Cool was in an accident, right?
okay.
You know Cool. He played basketball with us. He got his thing.
I
He
know
was
you're talking about.
driving.
I know
He
you're
was
talking about.
drive. He was driving home,
Right.
and he hit two elderly people, and they died.
He died.
No, they
No,
did.
the two people died. The
Okay.
Right.
two elder, they was coming out. They was backing out their garage, backing out their driveway, and he was coming down the street, and it wound up killing them. So the two other people died, but he's fighting that because he didn't do it. He didn't do it to kill him. He was just driving. He didn't see them coming out. It was accidental. Now God be like, you know what? I could forgive something like that. That's accidental, something like that, because it's accidental. It's not more like he said, "All right, I see these two people. I'm gonna just ram right into them and kill them." It wasn't that way. He was coming. He was driving down the street, probably going a little fast, or probably not. But the car was backing out, and he hit the car, and the car swung in, and the two other people died. The two elder people died. He stood there. He waited for the cops to come. It was in the papers. It was a big write up, and they wanted to throw away the key, but it happened in COVID, so they couldn't do anything during that COVID time. So he was home, got him a lawyer, did everything he's supposed to do. Then he tried to do the right thing. He tried to do the right thing like it was an accident. It wasn't intentional. But people try to make it intentional. You can't make that intentional. But he's in the situation now fighting it still 3 years later, still fighting the same thing. But he didn't try to kill him. That's my point. God probably be like, yo. I mean, I know God didn't say yo, but he probably like, yo, I understand the situation. It was a mistake. So my thing is, killing somebody can't be a mistake. You can't just go up to somebody to stab them. That's not a mistake. That's a choice you took to take somebody's life between a accident by mistake, whereas if somebody just come up to you and stab you, and the person lived for all their life, come out of jail at 70 and still live 20 more years later. It's crazy. That's crazy to me.
Hey Fred, you do know. Listen, there are people that are used by the enemy, and so there are people that can listen. Person that does that, right?
Hmm.
They ain't just do it willingly. They ain't just do it with a conscious mind. You understand that?
I understand that.
All
But
right.
if they keep doing it,
No. Listen, I'm talking about. You said that the young man that stabbed the other guy, right?
yeah,
He ain't just do it consciously.
okay.
He did it
You say
unconsciously.
he did
Unconscious.
unconsciously.
Yes. You don't wake up in the morning. and just say, you know what, I'm going to stab people. Since some people say, yeah, you can, but your mind is altered by the spirit.
Okay.
You
Because how
believe?
about
You
that
think
movie?
so? Huh?
How about that movie? That guy that was raping those men, and he was cutting them up and put them in his house, and they was finding this. It was on HBO, on Netflix.
You talking
What's
about
that movie?
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Dahmer?
Yes, he was doing that and being nice as hell to every man that he meet.
Yo, so you mean it? So you mean to tell me that I so says he can't look subconsciously that person was messed up in the head? You know, everybody know that he messed up in the head.
But
Yeah,
you
I
didn't
get that.
know it at that time, probably.
Huh?
You didn't know it at that time when he was meeting people.
Or,
What he's
cause
probably saying.
I never, you know what I'm saying, we never seen it, but
No, but what I'm saying is he actually, was a type of guy that he could, interact with people. So those people at that time didn't know how he really was. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He showed us
yeah,
nice guy.
Yes.
Showed his nice guy take you out to dinner, do all his nice things. Then
Yep.
when you get to his house, he kill you.
Right. Yeah. So that is
But-
conscious of what he's doing. He is very conscious of what he's doing. That consciousness is there. But he does have a spirit on him. That's what you're talking about. That spirit, that attachment
Yeah.
of, killing, a
Right.
person that does that, there's a spirit on it.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So I wouldn't use the word. Let me refrain from using the word conscious, because spiritually, when we all have good and bad inside of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
Some people, tend to the bad side and don't have no good, don't have no remorse. So they'll do whatever it takes to get what they want in that mental mind of just like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
there are people that have the good, and then you got the people that have the bad, and those people that person was a bad person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And yeah.
I got one more thing for you. One more. This one more. This is my last one. Because my Knicks game about to come on. But everybody know there's a God, right? We all
Right.
believe in that, right?
Yep.
Now, the devil was basically one of God's angels, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, if God has so much power, right, that people say he could just take them off with one swipe of the world and there'd be no evil in the world. So why we playing this game, evil, good, evil, good, evil, good?
Good question.
You said
Why can't we just get it over with and everybody be good and we be all right? Why we play this game?
we human. So
No.
guess what?
You get what I'm saying? Why do God has a lot of power? You believe God has a lot of power, right?
Right?
So why he don't just wipe the earth off with the devil, kill him, get it over with, and then we all will be great at everything we do?
Because it's not in us. It's not in us to do that. We all have evil in us. So we'd have
Right.
to be wiped out. So us as people would have to all be wiped out and start all over again.
That's a good. I take that. But he did that one time, I guess. Remember, he
But
got Noah's Ark.
Yeah, but he had people on the earth that were living in different cultures have a story of the flood. So different
Right.
cultures around the world had people that were living and had the experience of the flood. So he still left a remnants, whatever that word is, a certain amount of people, that are on the earth, but it's not a true wipeout. But if you want the devil to truly get out of the world, we'd have to be all wiped out because we have it in our DNA.
I got you. So that's what I'm saying. When the end of the world is coming, y'all better be ready.
But look, the Bible says that, Jesus comes back and he stays on the earth for a certain amount of time, very many years. So that is, heaven on earth. That's a time that it's actually going to happen, where, the good people will love and, everybody's great. There's no suffering, no pain. There's none of that. So nobody really talks about that. I don't understand why, but so
Yeah, when is gonna happen? When is gonna happen? How many years?
What?
The way the way the world is going now, the earth is the climate change, the stuff from the cars, the what's it called, The world's open
Carbon
up in the
dioxide?
yeah. It's building a hole inside the earth. I mean, inside the sky. I mean, I don't know. How many
I
more
mean,
years? I don't know how long this earth's gonna be. I don't know if my grandfather looking down on me. I don't know if my parents looking down. I don't know. I don't.
hey Fred, but you say you don't know, right? But here's the thing for you. You got to prep yourself up to be ready.
Yeah, I'm always ready. Listen,
Huh?
I'm
Huh?
always ready. I'm ready to die. It's okay. If it happens, I'm ready.
You think so? You think you ready to die, and you've done everything you're supposed to do that God has called you to do?
No, I haven't done everything I'm supposed to do, but I see a lot of people that's going haven't done everything they're supposed to do either.
How you know?
Oh, because I got parents. My parents didn't do anything. They wanted to live. My mother wanted to live. She wouldn't have got that transplant if she thought wasn't gonna live. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mother had a lung deterioration. She was waiting. She was taking medicine. So why would I go take medicine? Why would she go take medicine? She was ready to live, not ready to live. She took medicine because she wanted to live longer. She waited. She waited for a transplant because she wanted to live longer. So when the transplant came and they did the transplant, then she passed away.
Mm.
She didn't live longer like she was supposed to. I'll tell you the right example. She
Yeah.
got better. She got better. She was getting better, but for some reason, you know that phlegm that you cough up in your throat.
Yeah.
She couldn't cough it out. She tried so hard to cough that phlegm out, but the lungs wouldn't let her cough it out. She wasn't strong enough to cough that phlegm out. So the
Uh-huh.
phlegm started building up in her lungs, and that's how she passed away. It's an
Mm.
infection. So I knew right there and then my mother wanted to live longer. She was only 56.
Hey Fred, and so look, I'm gonna show you. So hopefully this could shed some light on you. I'm gonna show you something. And I ain't saying, look, I want to make sure I say this clearly and people understand me. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, but I want to share this with you. Okay,
Yes.
you ready?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm waiting for you.
All right. So I'm not a goody two shoes. I gotta keep saying that. All right. Look, when COVID happened, right? I had pneumonia in both of my lungs. Now you know me. I played basketball with you and everything, right? How did I get pneumonia in both of my lungs? You know what pneumonia is, right? It don't happen overnight. You know that, right? Huh?
Oh shit! I got my mic off. Yeah, I
All right.
understand.
You know it don't happen overnight. That's a buildup over the time. It's a process. So I had both of my lungs. T, if you don't know what that is, that's fluid on your lungs.
Right.
Listen, that was happening in COVID time, right? Let me tell you something. I was ready. I'm being honest. I was ready to give up because it was so much pain. I had to sleep up, sit up. I had to do all those things, right? I was ready to give up. I was so messed up, right? The fire people came here to my house and they was like, come outside. We not going in your house. It's COVID. Da, da. Yo, they came with the hat mask, suit on. They
Wait, I
didn't
gotta
even
ask you
come
one
close.
question.
Huh?
I gotta ask you one question. I don't mean to cut your story off,
What?
but you said you was ready to give up.
I was.
But like you said to me, what you just say? You wasn't done with your time though. Did you
No.
think you was done? Okay, so that's
No.
why you wasn't ready. Okay, so continue.
But I said listen. I was in so much pain. I was ready. Look, they was like I couldn't eat nothing. I couldn't drink nothing. I was drinking tea. I listen. I still was in pain, and I was ready to just like you know what? I can't take this no more. Right. So I went outside. Like I was telling you, they came with the whole suit. I was outside with a t-shirt and shorts, and I didn't feel nothing. But the point that I'm making is that I was ready to give up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we were saying earlier. It's about timing. What God has for you. It's no matter what you want to do, it's timing. In my body, in my mind, I was ready to just say, you know what? I can't do it no more, God. This is too much. I couldn't bear it. You know what I'm saying? And to speak on the fact of just me feeling that way, it wasn't my time to go. Not saying I would never say that's your mom's time, but we saying that we have a ticket, and then and in that, me saying that is that I was in pain. bro. If you don't know, like I said, I can't. It's so much I could tell you about it. Like I don't know. As a young man, I didn't know pain was like that, bro. And I'm saying
No?
that is that you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I'm telling you, I would my parents would tell you I was right. They was like, hold on, don't do it. I'm telling you, that's how I felt. And I'm only like I said, I'm speaking about that because I want to emphasize the fact that is that we do have a timeline. No
Yeah.
matter how we may see it, no matter how we may feel about it, we all have a timeline. And that timeline is not, sometimes it can be in our control, sometimes it can't. You know what I'm saying? No matter what we do, you know what I'm saying? We don't have control of that. You know,
Yeah,
you
I
can
get that.
speed up the process, you know what I'm saying, of your timeline, but also you, like I said, it's funny that when we look at it from a carnal mind, you know what I'm saying, a natural mind, some things is unexplainable. You know, we don't know it because we don't know the full story of the situation. We don't, as you telling us, we don't know the full story. So only thing we can do is just think and imagine what you're saying. But there's pieces to the story that we miss. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That we don't understand. And that's where you know our faith and beliefs come in at. Because there's things that we can't understand. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I'm
look,
saying? I can't
hopefully
even
you.
speak on the part about the man killing somebody. It's nothing because there's something in that story that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whether he did it consciously or unconsciously, we don't know that. That's a part of the part of the puzzle that we don't know. It's puzzling to us because we're looking at it from a human perspective, that we're doing everything right, and that's totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part of the puzzle that we're missing, and we can't see it and
That's
understand it. You know what I'm
that's what
saying?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's scary. God need to tell these people, hey, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like when kids go to colleges and they shoot the whole college up. Hey, God, you know this ain't right.
Huh?
Or when that cop, you heard me?
Say it again. I didn't hear you.
I said like when kids go to college and you got that gunman that shoot up the whole college. Like these people trying to learn. Why you got this guy shooting up the whole college? Or the cop with the guy with his knee in the guy's neck for 8 minutes. No, he can't breathe. Like, why are we doing this? Why this cop is doing this to this man? Like, why? Just why? Just question why. It's just like why?
Because
Why kids go to
we come from it. We come from it. Think about it. You know,
yeah
think about the violence on people that we've had for generations and years and thousands of years. This is in us. It's still in us. You know,
yeah
it's going to change. I believe that. I think it will get better. But I wanted to say this. How do you know about your mom? You know, she could have within her own spirit been tired and say, I'm ready, Lord. You know, that could have been a possibility. You know, because within her, not to you, not to
right
anybody else, but within her, because I see when people they say they're suffering, and I see that they're suffering. Suffering is something that can really bring you to your knees and kind of make you feel that you, like, you know, Chef was saying, you want to give up. And because it's a suffering of a pain, there's something that
right.
is not right. So it could, you know, be a possibility that your mom was okay with, you know, leaving the world without that suffering that she had within her body, you know.
Well, the thing was between us, my mother, my mother always said she want to live. Trust me. I used to hear that from my mother all the time, and she wasn't at the time. It really wasn't a suffer. It was more like a because I used to always say, "Mom, you got pain." She didn't have no pain because she get up, go to church in the morning, put a hat on. When she was taking the medicine,
Mm-hmm.
so when she was taking the medicine, everything was okay because I used to make her medicine that night, hit the bubbles, get all the bubbles out, get it set up, and then it was a transplant. When they got the call, they called me at my job. Hey, your mother need a transplant. We got the lungs in. I drove. She said, "Let's go." So her how you say her drive was like, let's go. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna live. Let's go. And I remember it was on Valentine's Day, February 14th. We drove down to PA Phillipsburg. I mean Philadelphia to get the transfer to transplant, and after that, she never came out the hospital. It was a wrap with the transplant.
It went bad. The transplant didn't go well, basically.
Well, she got a little better because she was sedated for a long time. She was sedated for like a month when the transplant came, and then she was getting better. But that phlegm, she couldn't cough out that phlegm. She tried. They put medicine, just couldn't get that phlegm out, break that phlegm down. And the phlegm just got into her lungs and kept going and going. And then she passed away from that. So by me telling you this is just because she wanted to live. And I get that. She had the faith. She had everything that was going on. She went to church. She did everything that possibly God be like, you know what? You staying on earth. But she didn't. And that's why I got the deaf person. The person that stabbed somebody will live longer than all of us and be on earth still, even come out of jail after 30 years and still live 20 more years. But my mom was the church lady, the help the church out. She did everything. She had the faith, everything. And she just couldn't make it.
Hey, Fred, check this out. It's crazy that you just said that. You know what somebody said to me, right? What you just said. Watch this. A person that passed early, right? They did everything they're supposed to do, trying to go to church, trying to do everything right? They pass early. Now, a person who's been drinking, who's an alcoholic, smoking and drinking all their life, they still living, but the other person passed.
Yep, it's always like
you
that.
got me? Huh?
It's always like that.
Huh?
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah,
And but check us out. Guess what? That's like you said. That's the crazy part, because see, that's the part of the story that we don't know. It's boggling. It's because it's mind boggling for me too. But it's a part of the story that we really don't know. We don't know what that future is for that person that you say they've been drinking and smoking all their life, and they live to be 60 or 70. Right? We don't know.
Yeah.
But the other person who passed early, it's just because guess what? There are people that die as kids. Well, I said people. There are children that die. They don't even live a full life.
Right.
Isn't that bond? Some children are born with diseases, right? And they didn't actually be born like that. But see, there's a part of the story that we don't know why. And see, that's where you can't. I won't say that once. Let me change that. Not say you can't. But that's where it gets tricky, because there's something about that we don't know and we don't understand. We just look at it from the outer, from the visual part, and we look at it and we say, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? That's all we do. We think about the third world countries where the kids are born into poverty. They're born with no house and nothing. They have no clothes. Then no food. We think about that, right? How could God do that?
Yeah.
But that's part of a story. That's part of a story that we can't understand. We don't see. We don't know the real story of it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how they got to that point, why they like that. We don't know. We just looking at it from our lens, and we saying that's messed up. We blame it. Some people, I won't say me. Some people blame God. No, you can't blame God.
Yeah, you can't blame God. But that's the thing, though. That's what people believe in religion and don't believe in religion. So that's why you get those things. Scientists are always right. There's a lady that can smoke a fucking 20 cigarettes a day and live to 90 and have no cancer in the body. Somebody can not smoke 2 cigarettes and have cancer in the body. What is going on? Like Tanika said, why that person that smoked 20 cigarettes a day and live to like 90 and have no cancer, no tar, nothing in their body.
She lived, right? But guess what? You don't.
I eat one slice of pizza. I'm sick as hell.
I don't know. You don't know. But listen, we don't know her suffering. We don't know her pain.
Right. So I get it.
If we look at it, we say they live long, right? But they live a life of suffering, life of pain.
We don't know that either.
They choose to go through that for 90 years, for 70 years. They choose that. I mean,
yeah, but we don't know if they're suffering either. I met rich people that smoke cigarettes every day and live a long time. They rich as hell. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they're going through. We don't know if they're suffering. We don't know if they have pain. So it's like it's up in the air. You
Right.
don't know what's right and you don't know what's wrong.
I agree with you. I'm understanding you, but you know what? I look at it as it's a mind thing. Like we are creating our world. So our world as Black people have had a long struggle, and so we are learning how to, come out of that struggle with our mindset. So I think we will get better. I think that we are getting better. I think that we are growing as people, seeing ourselves as the God within us and using our body to, you know, produce what we want in life, what we truly want, because we have to know ourselves and know our body and what needs to be done. But the point is that, yes, I know what you're saying, Frederick. I completely agree with you, but that's what it is. It's like life is truly not fair. It's not
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Life,
So you don't really understand if it's a that's why there's scientists say no. Scientists like, no, this is the right way. There is no God. And then you got people saying, nah, you pray, you go to church every day, you be good. Trust me. So then it's like you taking both worlds and you don't even know what's true or right.
right? And you live with both of them. You have to juggle both of them and
Yep,
figure
you
out
gotta juggle both of them. Cause
right.
you go to the you go if everybody could take no pills and live without taking a pill or something. You got people that got high blood pressure. They got to go take pill to live longer. You got people that it's so much shit that you got to.
Oh,
Scientists
but
made these pills. Like you ever took any pill,
Oh yeah.
Dennis?
yeah,
You take multivitamins, right?
no,
You never took a multivitamin like vitamin
I
B.
have. No, I have, but I don't take them.
You don't take nothing at all right now.
No,
No,
like
no pills at all.
huh?
You don't even take like a vitamin.
No,
Wow. Okay.
no. But what I do is sometimes, like when I like doing some type of activity or sports, I might. Now I said I take pills, but I don't take multivitamin. I might take some ibuprofen because
That's a pill. That's a
no,
scientist made that pill.
no, yeah. I said you asked me, have I ever taken a pill? I said yes. That's what I
No,
said.
no. But that's what scientists make those pills to make you feel better. You won't feel no pain with ibuprofen. You know what I'm saying? You
No,
won't feel nothing.
right,
You,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So you either believe in the scientists or you believe in the religion.
Now watch this. Hold on. What you just said. Now that's key. Now watch this. I know that if I take ibuprofen every day, it's going to cause some type of pain long term. You know that, right?
Right.
All
I
right.
agree.
So, okay. So guess what? I know that. So now I don't take ibuprofen every day. I take them once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? When I'm having some swelling in my knee because I'm doing some. I did some extensive workout, leg workout. So now I have some swelling. That keeps the swelling down. Guess what? I know not to take them every day. I don't even take them twice a month. You got what I'm
Okay.
saying? So see, I'm conscious enough to know that. Guess what? Even though the scientists made it, since you said it like that, in medical, right? I know not to indulge in that every day or twice or three times a month because I know it can do long-term damage.
Okay. Now check this out. Then you ever got a glass and stab somebody with a glass?
Huh?
You ever got a glass and stab somebody with a glass?
Never.
Just talking out of just say somebody stab somebody with a glass, right?
Okay, I got you.
They're gonna bleed to death, right?
They can.
They can. Okay. Now, if you chew glass, little pieces of glass inside your stomach and eat it little by little, it's causing damage in your stomach.
Yes.
Okay. So ibuprofen, even if you take it once a month, you're still causing damage to your body. Even if you take it once a month, it's still causing it's not full effect, but it's little by little.
You have to, but also, Fred, you if you take it like you said, if you taking it once a month, yes. But guess what? You also, because that's a inflammatory pill, you can flush that out. You can't just say this take and not flush it out. You can flush it out. It's for your kidneys. That's what it do.
Right.
It damages your kidneys. If you take it more than what you're supposed to, it will damage your kidneys. That's the side effects of ibuprofen. But
But
you
Right.
I want to say something. Look, yes, what you're talking about is science, and that's the thing we need to getting back into the ground. Having our own food and getting real good whole foods type of stuff, because that's what heals the body. The ground, our food. We're eating the wrong things, and we have to take pills. So there's what we look at, what the scientists have given us. We are taking it too far sometimes and not healing ourselves the way we
Right.
should.
Right.
So our dependencies is like, or we need to learn and do our research on the things that are natural, that are healing to the body, naturally healing. So it's like those type of things, matter. We do depend too much on the scientists. They have given great, technology and to give healing, but it's not long term. We need a long term. And
Because
the food
because
from
at the end of the day, to be honest with you, we're not even supposed to be eating meat. We're not meat eaters. None of us are meat eaters.
that's so hard for me to accept. The reason why I can't accept that is because animals eat animals,
Right.
So animals eat animals, and they have certain proteins that when we eat them, it's like the protein is healthy for us. It is like the best thing. So for our
Re-
body, yes,
Watch,
Hold on.
watch,
Hold on.
watch,
Hold
watch,
on.
watch,
Hold on.
watch what you eat. Watch that.
No.
Animals,
No.
a lot of animals eat ground and plants and stuff like that. That's cutting you actually in the middle. It's like a middleman. We eat the meat to get protein, but you get something else without eating meat to get your protein. You can
Hold
eat
on.
other things.
Hey Fred, no. I want to say I want to chime in what you said. You're right about that. Our bodies are really not meant to eat meat, and I'm gonna tell you why in a few minutes. T, let me show you something. No, there's a chain for animals to eat certain things.
Yeah.
Because lions, we're gonna say the lion family. You know why they eat meat? They are very strong, and because of the eating other meats, it makes their loins strong. Look at an elephant. An elephant do not eat meat, and it's stronger than a lion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it don't. Now the reason why we're not supposed to really eat meat, right, is because it takes a long time to
To
process
digest.
in our body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what
And
meat it is. It takes a long time for it to process, whether it's chicken, fish, whatever. It processes in our body different. But when you eat herbs, grains, vegetables, guess what? Our bodies can process it, and the enzymes in our intestines can break it down better, and we can get the nutrients that we need from those things. That's why meat is good for us, but it also can be detrimental to our lives. You know what I'm saying? It causes
meat is a middleman. It's like a middleman. Meat is a middleman.
I agree.
People say eat chicken, and chicken's not really good for you. Chickens eat nuts and garbage and all that other stuff, doo doo and all that other stuff.
It do.
That's the
But
dirtiest animal.
It goes back to what you said. Look, he moving around. It goes back to what you said. Look, that these are the things. If you know these things, you got to be mindful of what you put in your body, so you can live long life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not, and I'm speaking. I'm preaching about it. Right. I'm sometimes I have a hard time not indulging in certain things. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not supposed to, but I don't overindulge in constantly eating every day. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Yes, that is true. That's what causes a lot of these diseases on us because of we eating every day. You know what I'm saying?
Tanika, watch those Netflix stuff. Those things is really true. Those Netflix.
I've definitely seen it, but it's really hard for me. I think because it's so engraved in my life and in our history. I don't go around people that don't have a lot of meat. And so that would be a big change for me. And I did a little bit of research, and I know that the protein part, there are certain things that are, we can get from an animal because that animal is a living, meatness. And I get that, but I know that we're eating, an animal. And I know that is something that I've looked at as I got older as like, I really don't know if I want to continue to do this because it does something to me. I don't know why, but it does like make me feel like I'm because I would eat a steak and be like, "Ooh, it's so good. It's so good," and even a fish. But like, how do you do that? How do you not eat what you've grown up eating all the time meat. You know,
Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Good.
Look, I try vegan food. I like it, right? I don't eat meat every day, but guess what? I like vegan food. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to listen. I know that I have to eat meat in moderation, so I don't overindulge in that. Like I don't, man, listen, I love me some Five Guys, right? I know that ground beef is great. I love it, right? But I don't eat it every day. I don't even eat red meat 4 times a month. Maybe that's 30 days in a month. I might eat it 2 times in the whole month. Red meat, chicken, it's in between. But I I can indulge in some vegetarian or anything that's good for my body. You know what I'm saying? I like it. And if you listen, and if you haven't tried it, right, T, watch this. You a woman, so Fred,
Yo,
check this out. If you haven't tried that before, right, you should try it. Try it, and you will see. Well, you already said you're not supposed to eat meat, so I don't know if you eat meat a lot. But look,
I do eat meat though. I don't eat meat a lot, but I do eat meat. But you know what I noticed? This is what I tried. I'm gonna tell you something. What I tried. I tried juicing for a week, and I found myself feeling really good as like working out. And I'm like, yeah. But then I go back and eat some meat because I'm hungry.
right?
and it
Don't
feels
you feel different?
I feel different when you juice. I feel so different. I feel more energy,
lighter.
more like going way and beyond. So I know there's a difference between eating meat and juicing. It
No,
feels so much better.
it's a big difference. It's a big
Your
difference.
body feel different.
Right. Listen, if you eat too much meat, right, it makes you sluggish.
Oh yeah, it makes you sluggish.
You be
And I
like,
just be eating chicken.
huh?
I just be eating chicken.
Look, if you eat too much chicken, it's still because it's protein. Guess what? It's packed in, and once it get in there, guess what? You be like, I'm tired. Whatever else you eating with it. If you eating rice with it, if you eating mashed anything that's going to compact it in when it's going inside, you're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
Your body got to process it. But I bet you eat 4 or 5 salads, you ain't gonna feel like that. You'll be like this. You ain't gonna be full.
You ain't gonna be full.
No,
You ain't.
you're not gonna be full. It's not
And
because you used to eating meat, T.
that's why we gotta stop eating. Because the meat sits in your body for 3 or 4 days, probably a week. So you got weight on you. You got weight on you.
I take castor oil. I take a spoonful.
Castor oil don't do nothing for that.
Yeah, not for that. No.
It does.
It ain't going nowhere. That when that get into
It does.
do what?
You make your shit,
Yes.
but you gotta keep shitting. That shit's still stuck in your.
It's good for you. You know, back in the day, they used to drink castor oil all the time, every single day. And
Well, then you say, well, you might. Do you eat? Let me ask you a question. Do you eat pig?
yes.
Okay, because they grew up on pig. Most black people grew up on pigs, eating pigs, or they be like, I don't eat no pork, but motherfucker, you grew up on pork. Your family lived a long time on pork.
I mean, I've seen so many people as I've gotten older and, seen everybody, they don't eat pig like they used to. They don't eat meat like they used to. And it's so new to me. And I have not changed. And I'm good. Like, I will change gradually, I believe. I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm never going to change. But I think I will change gradually. It's just, I do see it. And, yeah, I like that feeling, though. I like to have that I'm full feel.
Yeah, you want that feeling, see? Yep, I get it. Well, y'all, I gotta go. I see y'all.
Listen, it's about our time. Listen, man, it was great talking to you guys. It was lovely. Listen, we do this. You know what I'm saying? So you guys enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. I will talk to you guys soon.
I want to say go Knicks, go Knicks, go Knicks.
All right, see y'all guys.
See y'all.
All right.